Yeah. Vanglorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick your can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K.
Yo.
Peace.
Yeah.
I was about to say the joint. Remember what Meth said from Belly? Knowledge born.
Knowledge born.
I wrote Dolo from state to state. Knowledge born. What's good, brother?
Knowledge born. What's the science, baby?
Yeah.
Like it's happening.
Yeah.
Like it's happening.
The drive on in a manger with a banger's rep sets. With a clapper sticking traffic cause my sneakers so fresh. Where they vote for who the GOAT and who the absolute best. Or they think you niggas dope cause they ain't heard the guy yet. See the drive on in a manger with a banger's rep sets. With a clapper sticking traffic cause my sneakers so fresh. Where they vote for who the GOAT and who the absolute best. Or they think you niggas dope cause they ain't heard the guy yet.
Couple stacks, passport, couple firearms. I ain't trying to do nobody harm.
That's it. Yo, your intros are sick, man.
Yeah, I'm sitting there listening to the music is crazy, man. The different intros and coming in like that. Like, man,
We might need that plug, bro. Where you get that? Let me get that. You holding out too there, huh? You holding on to some gems yourself there, bro.
Hey, man. Good people, good relationships, man. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, peace and black power, family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place for Knowledge is Born. This is your host, knowledgebornallah. We got the dynamic podcast series, and we got the most dynamic dream team in the universe. You understand what I'm saying? If y'all remember that first dream team that was beating everybody by like 500 points, when you know what I'm saying, back in the 90s, this is who we got a symbol right here. You understand what I'm saying? We got a dream team podcasting podcast. We got the podcast of the podcasters podcast a symbol here. You see what I'm saying? We got ingenuity, we got creativity, we got brilliance, we got improv, we got script. However you want it, you understand? This is what we got right here. All here assembled. No ideas. Original podcast. We got the whole team. I'm gonna let them take a few minutes to introduce themselves. Whoever wanted to go first can. Let's go.
Knowledge born. Peace. Shannon from No Ideas Original Podcast. What's up, everybody?
The good brother, Master Rob. Peace to everybody.
hey, what up? It's Kenyatta, man. What's up, everybody out there?
What up? This is Zane. Big shout out to knowledgebornallah for having us as guests tonight.
Word. We was doing this on IG yesterday. We was stunting too hard for the IG was like, they pulled that Rico shit like Belly. He was like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Them podcasters together, I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Eating that banana and shit, looking crazy as hell. And they shut us down, but it's all good. It wasn't supposed to be over there with them. It's supposed to be right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? Going down. So, let's talk about the podcast. Let's talk about, the vision behind it. And, everybody share some experiences. We got Kenyatta in the building. You know what I'm saying? He work in a different department of the joint. So I definitely want to hear from him also in regards to, how he make everything go together. Because we got motherfucking Voltron right now. You understand what I'm saying? This is Voltron shit. Like, it ain't just the way the picture situated. We really got some Voltron itch going on. You know what I'm saying? So, let whoever want to kick it off. Let's kick it off.
It's funny you say that because the other day in the group chat, I think Zane put that. But yeah, thanks for having us again. We try to talk a little bit about how the podcast came together yesterday on Instagram. But like you said, Instagram shut us down. But again, the podcast, we started it last year around March. We were only doing audio formats. It was me and Rob in my basement, thugging it. I'm an avid podcast watcher, so I watch the regular podcast like everybody else. I watch Drink Champs, I watch Doggy Diamond, I watch M Rec. I pretty much watch like almost everything you could think of on YouTube. Like, that's how much I love podcasts. And then the other thing is my commute going back and forth to the city. I live in Connecticut now. I was born and raised in the Bronx, but my commute, I would listen to podcasts. So it was something that always intrigued me to get involved with. And I remember talking to my wife about it and saying like, damn, I should start a podcast. Lo and behold, the quarantine comes around, everything hit with COVID. And I'm like, damn, I want to kick this off. I want to do something. I'm like, who can I do it with? So me and Rob have formed a relationship, like I shared yesterday. Rob grew up in the Bronx too. I'm sure Rob will share his story. He grew up in the Bronx too. And we kind of knew like different people through 6-degree separation. But I guess our formal introduction came in Connecticut when I first went to Rob's house, because my daughter and his daughter were meeting their prom dates there. And I think that was probably like the first time formally we met. And afterward, we hit it off. We had a good relationship. Turns out I went to high school with Rob's wife. So Rob will come over, watch the fights. We kick it. Just without, in passing, doing little things at the crib. And I remember calling Rob from the parking lot of Walmart, and Rob was in the hospital, I think, at the time. I believe he was in the hospital when I called him and telling you I got this idea. This is what I want to do. And he was like, I'm with it. And, we took it and we ran with it from there. And then Zane got involved by way of being kind of like our talent scout. I remember when I reached out to Zane also and was telling Zane like, damn, like, we want to see about the possibility of getting guests on the podcast. Zane's my cousin, so I know Zane is relentless. Zane's like a fucking gnat, like one of them people that's going to constantly be on you about shit. And that's what you need when you try to line up guests, like somebody that's going to be on it. So Zane started behind the scenes helping us line up guests. I feel like the first guest that Zane helped us line up may have been Ron G. Shout out to Ron G. Zane got quite a few guests for us. And then we end up having Zane. Actually, Zane.
DJ Ron G?
Yeah, DJ Ron. Mixtape King, DJ Ron G.
Hold on, man. I got to say that shit was some respect. You can't just be like, I think the first dude he just hooked us up with was, Ron G. No, DJ Ron G. You got to get that Ron G.
Ron G was my favorite mixtape DJ back in the days. And he turned out, Ron G ended up being our first formal interview. And I remember after me and Rob interviewed Ron G, I'm like, damn, we might really have something here. And then Zane found for us Arash Malek, a dude who he was a photographer, I think, for Tesla, and he created Scent Wedge, and he was making face masks during COVID. And the way Zane ended up in front of the camera is, I remember telling Zane, I'm like, this is your guy. I don't really know shit about him. Whatever, you gonna come on and participate in this interview. And then from there, it just became naturally, Zane coming in and getting engaged and getting involved in with the interviews. We named the podcast, so I named the podcast No Ideas Original Podcast, because I feel strongly that the idea is the second hand. Like, I just think that creativity exists in everybody. Creativity doesn't exist in a vacuum. And what happens is somebody will come up with something, people will add on to it, they'll further develop it, and then it'll be something else. You know, I know Knowledge Born, you mentioned yesterday, you was talking about when you was in grad school. I know one of the things when I was in grad school, an experience that I had is I had to write my capstone. And for people that don't know, it's like a capstone is like your thesis. And I was working with an advisor. You had to have like a mentor. And I remember going to my mentor with like a 50-page paper. And she held it up and she was like, this doesn't feel like enough pages. But then she looked at the back and seen the sources and seen who I was using as references. And she was like, you need more references. And I always think about that when you start talking about ideas, because, you know, a lot of the different theories that we work with and concepts in our life are concepts that people have expanded on, that it started as an original concept. Somebody expanded on it, took it to a whole nother level, flipped it and bounced it, freaked it, or whatever it is. You know, that's why when you look at like when we was talking to MC Sham today, he was talking about interpolations and sampling and things like that. You know, so that really resonated with me. And I said, you know what? No idea is original. And now I think when we interview people, when we have these discussions, it really comes up because we talking to these people and everything that these people say, I'm like, yo, this is nothing new. All of this is familiar to us. So that's pretty much how we got kicked off with the podcast. You know, Kenyatta, Theo, and Kareem, that's our sports crew. We all have an interest in sports, but I think me, Rob, and Zane recognize that we can't be on here talking about everything. You know, like I think we have really found a good niche in terms of what our audience likes to hear us talk about. And to add sports into that also, I think would just make it too broad. So I said, you know what? Let's have a sports crew that specifically talks about sports. You know, our vision, our long-term goal with it is to expand and add other programming under the No Ideas Original branch also. With that way, you know, we have people that are expertise in certain areas. So I don't know if Rob, Zane, or even Kenyatta, if y'all want to add on anything.
I mean, go ahead, Rob.
Nah, man. I mean, it like you said, it all started with the idea of, you know, during this quarantine, us having some time to build and just come together as brothers, man, and put out some good product. I mean, when he first initially mentioned it to me, I was in the hospital dealing with what I was dealing with, but it gave me just a clear sense of, man, when I get out of here, I got some shit to do. Like, this is dope, man. I get to implode on some of the books I've read or some of the experiences I've had that I can share with people as far as health and other facets of my life that might help somebody along the way. So when he talked about it, we did it, and we started doing it in the basement. I'm like, yeah, this is organic like a motherfucker, man. We really doing it from grassroots. Mm-hmm. And it took off from there. And then, like you said, Zane came on, and we got that first live with Ron G, and that was like nostalgic because we were both Ron G fans, listening to all them tapes. Mm-hmm. Here it is, we got this man in front of us, and we kind of caught. It was like, yo, that was dope. We can do this again. And then, you know, we started getting more and more. We started creating more and more shows. We had a athletic show. Was it an athletic show, a health show, mm-hmm. where we had a buddy of mine's Maul was on there. My OG Pie Face was on there. And Keisha Bush was on there talking about just health stuff. And that show went well. And then we interviewed my wife. And, you know, that took off because the whole family started to watch that. And we was just on. We was like, we're on to something. We keep the content where we ain't talking about no clickbait. We ain't clout chasing. We keep it pure. We keep it easy. We keep it regular. We ask general questions. And it just started to grow legs. And I said, yo, and if we keep knowledge in part of this, watch how fast this grow a heartbeat, man. It's going to grow a heartbeat because people are going to start listening. People are going to start paying attention. And they have. And here we are, you know, almost 100 shows in, both sport and No Ideas Original. And we got some good catalog material, man. Shout out to my team.
What's up, Z? Go ahead.
Y'all can hear me well?
Yep.
I would say knowledgebornallah is that, you know, we have a a perfect mix of gumbo as far as with all variations of different perspectives and getting to know more about the guests that we have on. A lot of times we like to get to or try to ask the questions that other people may not ask, whether it's personal life or some of their favorite things that they like to do, when they unplugging from the industry. And I just think overall, man, it's a great opportunity to build relationships with these different guests that we have. We also have I say a certain formula to where it's like we try not to come up with too much of the dirt and grit. We want to focus more on the positive. And that right there would keep the morale going as far as with the guests and stuff like that, because we all know there's certain podcasts that are not doing that well anymore because of certain stuff with people ask incriminating questions and stuff like that, and it's always up to the guest to answer it. That's why, like, a lot of times these guests get caught up because they want to live at persona or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that a lot of them do it on purpose. A lot of them just don't know any better, you know what I'm saying? Or they might not have the right guidance or management or whatever that's telling them, hey, if this question come up, kind of dodge it or whatever. So a lot of times people get their own self in situations. But to make a long story short, man, a lot of these guests too, when I send them a DM, they be like, hey, are we doing this stuff like in person? And we be like, nah, like, even though we want to do this stuff in person, we can't because of COVID. Now, there's tons of interviews that we've done to where, the guests wanted to do something live, but hopefully, I guess, once the numbers go down, in a major way, I guess, hopefully by August, hopefully, God willing, that we can start doing, stuff where we get the guests all in the same room. But big shout out to the crew, man. And, just continue to bring up, better content and keep people, entertained. So go ahead, Yada.
Yeah, for me over at sports, we were kind of like, I got them there with Theo and Kareem. It's one of those things where sports is always the thing you talk about you talk about. You have the debates at home, the debates on holidays, the debates in the barbershop and everything else. Plus, I just loved playing sports to begin with, so it was just a natural thing. Listen, I had thought about getting involved and want to do podcasts. Watch my brother Rob and Zane start doing something. So I'm like, I reached out to my brother, like, maybe somebody could do something with sports. And he was like, yeah, let's do something with the sport. I mean, again, with the guests and stuff, Zane chase people down. Now, everybody gets guests and stuff like that or something. I mean, one of the things we're bringing people on is we all have like different ways and styles and stuff. Like, we sometimes we like to keep it light, depending on who it is. We want to get a little more and stuff, be a little more relaxed. I find that you can pull some good stories out of athletes if you get them to relax and you're not talking about like the hot points or something. Like, I don't think a retired athlete wants to talk about how they end up having to retire and and why you didn't perform in this game and stuff like that. Nobody wants to talk about that stuff, but you get them to relax and start talking about stuff, their personal interest, and you go a little more. Just to share one story without getting into a guy's name, we got a guy, a professional football player, to really start delving into Colin Kaepernick just from being, having a relaxed conversation with him, like an in between. And he was giving us all types of information about Kaepernick and how the movement and stuff started. And that's all just from having like a real relaxed conversation with him as opposed to coming at him about different things. Mm-hmm. And, working with Theo and Kareem, it's like a compliment of stuff. Like, sometimes you got guys that's taking a lead on a statistical point. Then you got guys on, let's say, like the lighter side. Then you got like certain like sticking points, like in sports, there's certain things where you just a fan or you you just have certain things that kind of like irk you and stuff that you want to go at. So it makes for a lot of fun or something. And, you know, doing it with these guys just makes it even that much more fun.
It makes me think about Theo and his Georgetown son.
Yeah.
Oh, man, wait till you see what's coming up with that transfer portal thing, Rob.
Yeah.
So y'all really got some Wu-Tang. Y'all forget Voltron. Y'all got some Wu-Tang shit going on.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Shine tell me that. He's like, yeah, you know, they ain't my cousin. He said, yo, that's my brother. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, hold up. Like, we got some whole real, like, this real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, my mom's redoing the taping. You know what I mean? Like, wait, whoa. I didn't know. It was like, you know what I mean? There was intricacies to where it's like family. You know, Big said on the 10 crack commandments, money and blood don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are defying all kind of odds right now. I just want y'all to know that, man.
No,
You
I'm
know what
gonna tell you though, like you know, like how you call it, like yo, to me, all of us are family, and I look at this all of us is like, yo, we all business partners with the same level of interest in making sure that they succeed, you know. So when you have people that you feel good with actually working with around these kind of things, then that allows you to put good product on the screen, you know, that makes you motivated to want to do it, you know, like, and I think that we all want to see the podcast be successful. So, you know, it's like when you got the right team, you got the right people around you, it just comes together. Like, look, we had an opportunity to add like other people, and you know, people will tell you like, yo, I like the screening process, it may not be formal, but I'm gonna ask questions and I'm gonna look to see what people's level of interest actually is to be down with us. And I'm gonna vet people too, because I want to make sure that we have people that have the same level of commitment that we have.
Right.
You know, and we building something from the ground up. And when you building something from the ground up, you know, it's like it's not profitable for us, you know, but we need people to still be able to give 100% mind share to it and be committed to it.
Yeah, that's necessary. 100, man. I think that's beautiful. And, you know, I said that in jest because, you know, we get that stigma that's running around. And everybody else that's has controlling interest on the planet, they all operate from a family perspective. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it is. It's really a family business. So most of these names that you see is somebody's last name. It's their family name. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, all these things are very important, you know. So y'all got the dynamic together to where it's, you know, family and it mesh well and the chemistry's there. Y'all feed off each other. Y'all let each other like boom. Like y'all be throwing alley-oops. Like go ahead, Rob. Yo, go ahead, G. Yo, go ahead. Go ahead. Yo, wake up, yada. Yo, it's your turn, son. Come on, son. Come on, get in the game, son. You know what I mean? Like, so I love that because, you know, in a lot of cases we see this. You know, ain't nobody coming to see you flash mentality. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming to see you flash. You know what I mean? So it becomes like a competition with each guest or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Y'all let everybody do. Like, I'm a Pistons fan. You see what I'm saying? And old school Piston basketball was exactly that. Anybody could take over the game at any time. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So whether you look at the Bad Boys or the Bad Boys 2.0, when that dynamic was there, that's what you seen. You see what I'm saying? And then when that bum Flip Saunders came in there and told Big Shot, we're going to be doing offense, it messed the whole dynamic of the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, that shit hurt my soul. You know, it cost us the championship. It cost us the, you know, that back-to-back legacy that they, you know, that the Pistons are old, work so hard. You know what I'm saying? So that your legacy is at stake. Everybody in the building, too, everybody there suited and booted, and they watch you lose to San Antonio. You see what I'm saying? Because you ran out of steam, you ran out of gas, and your focal point let the game get away from you. You see what I'm saying? So the deeper you go into what you're doing, these are the things that you confront it with. You know, with the burnout, with the mental fatigue, you know, with the frustrations of things not going your way and all that. So having a balanced team is very important. You know what I mean? Like that young boy that they always show that video, the brother was walking with his head down and he made him put his chin up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you need cats to be able to check in. Like, he got back focused and he got right back in the game. Like, you seen it come back alive in his eyes. Like, yeah, we about to go get this win. You know what I mean? Forget what just happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, well,
And y'all coming straight off a win, man. I need some details, man. I seen y'all out there with Shan just now, man. You know what I mean? It's like y'all going back to the locker room, banging on the lockers and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we take that shit, son. Oh shit, I told niggas, you know. So what's that feeling like, man?
I gotta tell you, my approach to a team, like, I'm fortunate outside of this, like to me and my wife, we run an organization, we have a business, and I've been in leadership positions at companies that I work with. And one of the things I learned about leadership also, though, is that you're not a good leader if you try to hide everything from people. Like, I'm not a person who feels like I need to be the only person that knows how to work the behind the scenes stuff, or I need to have the relationship specifically with this person or whatever it is. Like, my vision also with this is that everybody learns how to work StreamYard. Everybody learns how to edit. Everybody, has an opportunity to be the person to go out and seek to interact with the guests that we trying to line up. Like, the reason why I think that way is because what happens on the day where, what, I can't participate in the interview in that particular day. Well, you know what? We need Rob or Zane or Kenyatta to run the camera. Or, if Zane is strength is really plays to being able to get the guests, well, you know what? Zane got to be the person to reach out because he knows how to foster and manage the relationships with the guests. And if Rob is really good in this particular realm, then this is what we need Rob doing. Like, good leaders don't try to keep everything to themselves. Like, you have to be able to distribute and give people an opportunity, to play to their strengths, and give people an opportunity to develop in other areas. You only as good as the people that you have around you. And if you hide all the information and the knowledge from them, and you're not transparent, then if it's built around one person, then it comes falling down, right? Like, how many companies you've seen where once the CEO walk away, the company ain't shit no more.
Yeah.
Right. So we can't have that. We can't have a time where, Kenyatta having an off day. So because Kenyatta having an off day, the No Ideas Original Sports podcast can't exist no more. Or, because Zane is having an off day, we can't ever get a guest anymore. Like, we all have to be able to do all the different roles and responsibilities that comes with actually making a podcast successful, or starting to grow the podcast to be successful, rather.
Yeah, I guess it's you figure putting people in positions to succeed in the next up mentality, where that we can't have one person kind of just having the show going, because you want to keep it going and you want to create like a sustainable situation where you can continue to grow.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, think about it. Like, before this, Rob is fucking our merch designer now. Rob is designing merch for us. Like, the shirts that you see we wear, Rob designed these. So, and I don't know if Rob was a graphic artist prior to this.
I see it.
I'm pulling out old little tricks that I would use when I was working in Pitney Bowes and PricewaterhouseCoopers. They allowed me to play on PowerPoint so much that, creating a little sign or a design and pulling out and just flipping it and turning it around. I was like, yo, man, these are all shirt ideas. But now that we creating our own language, we say things on the show that no other show said. I mean, we need to coin these things. So now that we got a print press pretty much, and we got some people that can throw it on some shirts for us, now we can kind of merch ourselves, man, and make something out of it.
Yeah.
Show them designs, man. I can't see them, man. Show floss on them real quick, man. Show them jerseys, son. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
I feel bad I don't have the jersey on now.
Yeah. Yo, no idea.
That's that blue magic right there. Okay, it's a brand name. With this I'm talking about, man. It's a brand name. You understand? I'm gonna have to insist that you change your name.
Yo, we get it twisted. I should trademark too. We trademark. Yeah, no ideas. LLC.com. We trademark. How we setting everything up official to run it like a business. We got the website up and running. The vision is to like I was saying yesterday, like, possibly look at using some of these relationships that we've created to, possibly do a compilation. Maybe we look at doing a documentary. There's so many different possibilities. Like, I was talking, I don't know if it's Zane or Rob, I was saying the other day, you know, I think one of the things that we still haven't found out yet, and sometimes companies make the mistake of doing this, like they don't really know what their business is.
Yeah.
You know, like if you think that our business is the podcast, then our business is not the podcast. The podcast is going to be the vehicle to launch to something bigger than you know how I call it, just the pie. Like the podcast is where we start at, but we got a bigger plan at other things that we want to do with No Ideas Original. Oh, Zane, you quiet? What's up?
Nah, just sitting back and analyzing. I ain't want to interrupt nobody because everybody's coming up with great ideas right now. Yeah, I mean, but just like how Shah said, okay, back when Apple came out with computers, who would think that Apple will come out with phones? And then later on, Apple's talking about coming out with cars. So, I mean, that just shows you right there that time and space and knowledge is infinite. So just like how Shah said, I mean, you know, this is the building blocks as far as this platform right now, but it's infinite talent and ideas that can go on that, you know, that's going to build this thing up to something even better.
Yeah, I was saying, I used to tell Rob when we first started, after we used to record, I used to go upstairs and me and my wife, we used to watch Amazon Prime movies. And the Amazon Prime movies, they weren't good movies, bro. They weren't. I'm not gonna lie, they weren't good movies. But I watched them. The reason why I watched them is because I used to look at them and I'd be like, yo, somebody had a dream to make a film.
Yeah.
And because they had a dream to make a film, now I'm watching their film on Amazon. So the way my mind works is like, yo, well, shit, if they did it,
why can't I?
Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
I can do it if I want to. The way I look at it is like, yo, if there's anything that I want to do, there's nobody that's going to tell me that I can't do it. I'm going to exhaust all options possible to do it. And there's infinite possibilities. So the day that we get together and be like, yo, No Ideas Original, we gonna make a movie or whatever, you gonna see us on Amazon Prime with a No Ideas Original movie. Like, yo, that's just it.
That's a fact, man. You take these ideas and you flourish them. You know, and that's why I always talk about imagination, man, because the world is our canvas at this point, man. We can paint any stroke we want. We can build on idea. We can do what we want with it, man. It's ours. And we started from the ground up, man. We ain't got nobody over our head, under our head. We're 6 men working together for a common cause to bring out good stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that the great part about it is you have like a whole bunch of different visions. The only time you fail is when you don't try.
That's it.
So,
take that shot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we kind of at with it. You know, there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of things out there to try and to do and put your place out there in the world or something. I mean, I think that's something that we've grown to understand and to know that it's available to us. I mean, I think a lot more of us need to understand that everything's available to us and doors are always open to you.
Yeah. We strategically stayed away from, you know, there's a lot of people who have on YouTube and they do podcasts that their whole thing is basically grifting, like looking for donations and stuff like that, and staying in beef and arguing with people and everything. Like, I think that we've strategically made it a point to stay away from that. Like, you know, even when the hot topic was how you call it, 6ix9ine coming home from jail, probably on our podcast we may have mentioned him like 3 or 4 times, and God only knows how many episodes. Like, I think we made a conscious effort to say, like, you know what, a lot of the BS and nonsense we want to stay clear of. And some people build their brand on it, but I just don't think that we want to be represented. You know, we don't want that to be our claim to fame. Like, yo, here's another clickbait channel or clickbait podcast that they just gonna talk about whatever it is hot for the moment and run with it.
G, what's on your wall, son? Let me see that wall, son. What's on that wall, son?
I know you knew.
Nah, I love it, man.
Strategically putting stuff together. That's why I'm like right here. Because when I go like this, like I said yesterday, it might look like that Sports Illustrated model, swimsuit model is but she's not. She's covered. She she got a bathing suit on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. If you say so. If you say so.
Amazon Prime saved me like a couple $1,000s a year. Cause those B movies, that was like $3 for $5 on DVD. I had like 1,000 of them. You see what I'm saying? Like I love the B movies because you never know what you're seeing, what's going on, and then like the benefit of the B movies is you can reach out to the actors and the actresses. You see what I'm saying? And you can dialogue with them. But it's still approachable. You see what I'm saying? So that's a whole series. So if y'all looking for a little niche in regards to talent, or y'all want to have a little segment where y'all dealing with some of these actors and actresses, or these content creators that's out here that's making headway, and y'all catch them before they, before they unreachable. You see what I'm saying? Because there are places and lanes, you see what I'm saying, that go like that. So whether it's America or it's anywhere in the world, there's a market for it. Like I watched one of those dudes. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zeke.
Prime example too, man. Like we reached out to a very talented comedian, stylist, and artist, female artist by the name of Kia Liani. Now, when we reached out to her, we found out that her and Jess Hilarious is like sisters. Like Jess Hilarious supports her, and vice versa. And she has some pretty good music. She has some pretty funny skits that's on her Instagram page and stuff like that. But you never know. Like later on down the line, like you said, you never know this person might go to a whole nother plateau as far as entertainment, but they're going to remember like one of the first people that actually invited her to their platform. Because prime example, like when I looked at and I still can't stand this movie to this day, Soul Plane. I never watched more than 20 minutes of that, right? Or 30 minutes of that. But whoever knew that Kevin Hart would be the what Kevin Hart is right now. So you got to always just try to look for the diamond in the rough, man, and and just have a good eye and good ear for talent and stuff. And I see that we do that, and I see that you do that too, knowledgebornallah. So salute to you, man. And we just want to, like I said before, man, just keep bringing good talent, good energy and stuff like that. And like Shah said earlier, man, like when certain podcasts or platforms ask like crazy questions, you might like once you piss off that artist is not gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? So we try to keep a good rapport with the artist or whatever, to where they might come back a second or maybe third time or whatever. And then from there you build up referrals and all that other good stuff. So I'm just very happy that brothers like you and brothers like us is just doing our thing, man, and trying to bring these people good viewership and and keep it solid.
Yeah, I'll be talent scouting too. I watch some of them other podcasts on Instagram, like some of the podcasts that's not a lot of those I watch just to give a shot to see like what people are doing. And you'd be surprised, like there's some people that have like great podcasts, and their numbers may not necessarily reflect that they're doing great, but it's just like I was saying yesterday, it's just a matter of time before you start to gain that momentum. And our approach with everything is that, what people have missed, our hope is that people will eventually go back and look at the catalog and say like, okay, I see these brothers put in work and they talk to all these people. Because when, our numbers are starting to get better, but our numbers are still not out of, they're not astronomical. They're not out of this world. I don't think our numbers define us though. I think really like we have a core audience of people that, that I know that tune in. We have grassroots support. Like I get a lot of people that I went to high school with, or people that I even went to elementary school with that'll hit me up and be like, yo, I watched that particular episode. That was dope. I was talking to my man behind the scenes, and he was like, "Yo, who y'all got coming up on future episodes?" And I was telling him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely pulling up for that one." You know, and it's just a matter of just being consistent, showing up, being professional, having your content in order. You know, we learn that people flake, so we always put topics together in an event. Like even with us interviewing MC Shan, if MC Shan would have had technical difficulties, or he would have decided that he ain't coming on, we already had a show planned and laid out in StreamYard. Topics we had already previously discussed, ready to go, because we know what, you know, even if MC Shan don't come on, we got to entertain the couple of viewers we do have that tune in to watch.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there, man. Y'all got a whole team. I'll tell you, I'm one deep out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good though. You know, I think the highest respect I ever been paid was my older brother and my eldest brother and my younger sister and my children watching. You know what I'm saying? They be here. Hey, once in a while they might pop up on me. You know what I mean? like my eldest brother, he a DJ. He been a DJ ever since he was, I think, 4 or 5. You see what I'm saying? Like serious DJ. You know what I mean? He was doing his DJ house music gospel mix, right? He was like, "Yo, go check out my big little brother, Knowledgeborn." Da, da, da. I was like, whoa, I made the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made the mix. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, because when we start dealing with life, and you know, life really go in the way, you know, we go with references. You see what I'm saying? Shadi was like, "You vet people." You know what I mean? Like, I done had people from my neighborhood I know 20, 30 years, you know, and you dealing with people who got all of this attention and all that, and you can't see nobody from 20, 30 minutes ago. You see what I'm saying? So trolls go where trolls are fed and loved and all that. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a market. It's an appetite for that, you know, and I don't have that kind of appetite. Like, I really love our people exclusively, and this is a space for our people. You see what I'm saying? Like, wherever else they go and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. You got room for that shit other places. There's none of that over here. It's not, it'll never happen, you know? And whatever come along with that, I'm prepared. Like, there's no suffrage. There's no amount of money to make me move from, you know, what was organically designed around our people. You see what I'm saying? This is a guest-centered platform. It'll always be a guest-centered platform. You know, like, I'm here. I'm like the janitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the janitor to make sure the place clean, you know, and you know, I got that big ass key ring and unlock the door, let everybody in, you know, for them to do what they need to do, because this don't belong to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's no, this is bigger than Nino Brown, like my man said on the stand. You see what I'm saying? So this is a safe haven. You know, this is a place of healing. This is a place of excitement. This is a place of inspiration and motivation. You know, for our people exclusively. They know they're going to come here and receive that love. You see what I'm saying? That they're going to receive that push. They're going to receive some insight, some motivation. And if they need some correction, because I ain't taking nobody's shit either. If they need some correction, they'll be corrected over here. You know what I mean? You send them along their way in love. So, you know, it's good to find another place, you know, akin like it. Like I said, you know, building up this, you know, podcast and media coalition, so to speak. You need to know, you know, be able to have another place where you can send somebody that comes through. So if y'all got somebody that's like, "Yo, we got this brother or the sister, they got this business, they got these books, they got these services, whatever, boom, 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 boom," they should be able to be funneled through a whole network of podcasts of brothers and sisters to where they can go through and get their message out, get their word out, you know, things like that. Those are priceless. You see what I'm saying? These are invaluable. But if they not really operating in that same kind of space with respect and it's not reciprocal, you know, you can't really do that with everybody. So you got to really be choicey with that too as well. So when you extend that right hand in fellowship, you know, that's a good type of situation. Nobody hitting y'all like, yo, Rob, son, where you send me to, son? Like, yo, you send me over there to the hyenas and shit, man. Like, what's like? They ain't reading my book. They was cutting me off while I was talking and shit. Like what's up, son? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that you know that wherever you sending somebody to, you know what it is. So yeah, it's cool, man. So what's next that y'all can share, man? What y'all got coming up next that y'all can share with the fam, man?
Well, we got a couple of interviews lined up. We're gonna have I think next week we got Billy Dance, we got Special Ed, the sports crew got a couple of interviews coming up as well. Like I said, we're always vetting people. You know, I'm watching podcasts because we want to continue to expand and have other podcasts under the No Ideas Original umbrella. But again, I think it takes it has to be the right fit. You know, like people have to share in a vision. They have to have the same level of sweat equity that I think everybody else has. And I think that, you know, like people, the other thing is I think we got to find people that's willing to invest and troop it with us. Like some people only like the results. Not everybody's process oriented. You know, and if you're not a process oriented person, you're not here for the work. You only come around when the glow up, when it's all said and done. You know, we've had experiences like that. Like we had, you know, not to name names, but we had people rock with us early on and then see later on, like, oh, okay, you know, things seem to be much more organized. You know, I see you have a nice platform that you're recording. You know, I see your editing looks better. I see you getting good guests and everything. How about I come back around and do something with y'all or whatever? And like, I can't respect that. Like, I want people that's going to be in the trenches with us, willing to grow with us. So that's something I think that, you know, that we're all looking at, like, you know, what's good to add to the mix. And like I said, we talked preliminary. We had preliminary discussions about the possibility also. Like I keep pitching to everybody, like we should be thinking about doing a compilation with some of the artists that we've interviewed, you know, so there's some things definitely we got in the works. And then again, growing the website. Like right now, our website is a very basic website, but I also have a vision to grow the website to be something bigger where we could be like a website, like a This Is 50 type of website, you know, where we could have writers or we could do other things with it. You know, we could have advertising on it. So there's a lot of different things to do. And that's why, you know, I always say to people, like, the podcast this is just the first step to kind of get our name out there and get our foot in the door. But we want to use it, you know, to explore other opportunities.
I definitely see it. I definitely see it on a multitude of angles. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got the right foundation. You see what I'm saying? And y'all got the right team and people are positioned in places towards their strength. That's always a great thing. You see what I'm saying? So I see y'all got some Brooklyn shit going on next week. You said Billy Dance and Special Ed. That's Brooklyn. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all had OC on. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got the Brooklyn Dodgers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Brush your shoulders. You know, brush some shoulders off, man. You know what I mean? Billy Dance, man. I love Billy Dance, man. Like Billy Dance he's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? He's like a war strategist and he's an energy guy. You see what I'm saying? Like if y'all energy is crazy, his energy will be crazier. You understand what I'm saying? Like he got that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if y'all heard that Billy Dance project, that is 1000% flame on. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that project. I listen to it, you know, religiously.
To him and Mega got
so
Mega featured on.
Yeah. That's the last joint on the project. That's what's that joint called? The funny shit about it, I was on the live when Dance got on the live with Mega and was like, yo, you're gonna be on something, you're gonna be on the project. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, damn. And you know, to see it come into fruition, you see what I'm saying? It's like this is an honorable situation with honorable men. You see what I'm saying? That kind of situation, you know, panned out like that, and that was you know, men of honor. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he was talking about in regards to, you know, he wanted to, you know, show love to Mega because no matter where he went and who he was around, he heard nothing but good things about the brother. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you want your name to, you know, resonate. You see what I'm saying? Your brand name. You wanted your blue magic. You know what I'm saying? You No Ideas Original to float around in that instance. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, in entrepreneurship, they have a term called top of mind. You know, so if you look at Starbucks started off as a mom and pop joint and now it's all over the world.
Yep.
So when you think of coffee, it's at the top of the mind. So
Yeah.
when you think about your experience on No Ideas Original, when you start thinking about podcasts or where you want to recommend somebody to or add in your referral network, who comes to top of mind? You see what I'm saying? That's what you deliver on. And this is what they call it, your brand promise. You delivering on your brand promise. You know, you're establishing your brand identity in the marketplace because there's thousands and thousands of podcasts nowadays. Who's at the top of the mind? So it's based off of your delivery on your brand promise and then that experience, because you don't want it to just be a show. It's an experience. Show is limited. Experience is forever. You know, like, yo, I remember I was on that joint. Boom, boom, boom. You remember that experience, and all of those experiences come back. So whether they're positive or negative, they resonate. They have a resonance. You see what I'm saying?
For sure. Yo, we talked about that. We was talking about that recently too. Like, you know, integrity, man. Integrity. Like, you know, we have the guests that we get now, whether they celebrities, rappers, or whatever it is, you know, like they have expectations of us. We have expectations of them to show up and perform the interview, but they have expectations of us in terms of professionalism. And you know, if we say we're gonna do something, yo, I'm a stickler for it. Like, yo, we said that we're gonna do whatever for a guest, or we trading off saying that they'll give us an interview for whatever it is. We have to be able to deliver on that because everybody operates in the same circle. And like you said, it's an experience, you know. We mess around and we have negative feedback from one artist. That one artist says, "Oh, you interview. I seen you're going to be interviewing with those guys. Now you don't need to interview with them. You know, they don't do what they say they're gonna do, or the promotion is not good, or you know they're just not they don't follow through. You know, like once you get that stigma attached to you, it's bad. Like it takes a lifetime to earn your reputation, but it only takes a second. All it takes is literally one fuck up to destroy your reputation.
Yeah,
you're forever working on having a great reputation. But let you do some foul shit one time, and that defines you. That defines you. That's why. Oh shit, that's Chanel from No Ideas Original. Remember he did that foul shit and told me to be on at 9 o'clock, but he ain't come on.
Yeah, that's who you are now.
Yeah, and that's then before you know it, that's what they know you as. Like, yo, this the dude who got my DM or email my publicist or whatever it is, set up this interview, and he couldn't even get his computer to work to interview me. Or he asked me, you know, what was my favorite color? You know, he wasted my time by doing this and doing that. Like, nah, like we have to, you know, not, I certainly didn't go to journalism school, but one thing I know is like, yo, we running a business, then we have to be professional. And like you said, like we have to deliver on whatever the promise is. So if a person has agreed to give us their hour, we got to make sure that we keep them engaged for that hour and we follow through. You know, like we don't cancel interviews on people. If a person, I don't think we've ever canceled on anybody. I think people have canceled on us. But if we tell somebody like, all right, this is the time, or they tell us this is the time, and we agree to it, we there. We there, we ready to go.
And I mean, I could definitely say, you know, just from with these guys, they've had opportunities where they could have bumped guys, other guys that might have been a little more high profile, and we haven't bumped anybody either.
Yeah.
Right, take it as you go, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, you have them situations where it could be, you know, it could be Keith the janitor from CS 198 that we agreed to interview, and then somebody else come up and be like, yo, this dude got, you know, he's a bigger name or whatever. I'm like, nah, we already said we're going to do whatever it is with this dude. Let's rock out and do it with him, you know, because Keith the janitor may not, you know, he'll never forget it. He'd take the keys off the ring and open the door for us for something else.
That was his 15 minutes right there.
You remember Keith the janitor?
About to say, shout out to Keith the janitor.
Oh man, that's
really the custodian.
That's the making of a villain right there.
Yo, Zane, you got the boobs out.
Yeah. Don't say the car's topless.
Zane got the boobs out. Oh man.
Where did God go? Where you at, Lord?
Knowledge born.
Yeah, oh, you said that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Knowledge born. Man, I haven't watched Belly in a long time either.
I was watching it the other day.
It's on one of them streamings. I seen it.
I can't watch Belly on regular TV though.
Nah.
I can't. Nah, I gotta watch it straight through. Son.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's the worst movie on regular TV? You ever try to watch Baby Boy on regular TV?
Oh yeah, man. That was on today. Yesterday.
Oh man.
Especially when you got Ving Rhames talking about what is it, this mother sucker or something or whatever.
Terrible. Knowledge born. Yo, Z, what you getting into tonight?
Nothing, man. About to finish eating my damn dinner. I had some made nice pasta dish. Made some spaghetti. First time with wheat spaghetti. Came out pretty good. It was better than what I thought it was gonna be.
You was saying,
and
you drink coffee?
Get the bread going. I didn't make the garlic bread. Huh?
You drinking coffee or 7-Eleven coffee?
Huh? Yeah, that was some coffee right there, man. Yep.
Trying to stay awake, bro. You look a little tired, man.
Yeah.
He say because he always says he don't sleep well, man. He doesn't get too much sleep, so now it's probably his bedtime right about.
I always been like that since like '95, man. You know what I'm saying? I got insomnia.
Stop holding on to that, bro.
95, dude. You know how 26-year run or something?
Yo,
my mom be racing too much.
That gas station coffee will keep you up though. That shit is the truckers.
Yeah.
Drinking that
Depending
gas
upon
station.
what you put in it, and if you get decaf or not. I really like to get. I used to like to get Starbucks, man, but that stuff will go straight through you. Like that, you drink that drink. 15 minutes later, you gotta go to the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm barely a coffee drinker. I'm not on Starbucks yet. Something Dunkin' Donuts is my max right there.
I cut out Starbucks last summer.
Nah, I don't mess. Ever since they had that shit with the Black Lives Matter, where the employees couldn't post, they couldn't wear like on their uniform.
Yeah.
BLM paraphernalia. I stopped messing.
Real whack.
Knowledge born. He wrote Dolo from.
Yeah, pardon me, man. Pardon me. Ha ha. Yeah. Ike Love. Shout out to Meth. Hey, Meth, man. Meth made me famous, man. Okay. I've been knowledge born since back then. You understand what I'm saying? So Meth made me famous, man. And Power, who actually played the brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Power, man. Shout out to Meth, man. Made me famous.
How long you had
in a multitude of ways? Oh, since I was born.
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long story. You know what I'm saying? That's a long story along the path. Maybe one day, I'm good enough to come on No Ideas Original. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that. We're going to have you on our show to talk about it.
Talk my ishq over there. You know what I'm saying? Talk my ishq. And then come argue with Kenyatta about some sports. I don't know nothing about it, but I can argue. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like,
you go.
How you going to say? How you going to say?
That's a big part of it.
That's the whole argument right there. When I ain't talking about nothing though. Nothing I say makes sense after I say, how you gonna say?
You just trying to win.
You hear this? You hear this? My brothers and them used to go crazy. Like everybody in the neighborhood go nuts over nothing. Like, yeah, yo, come here. He said Albert Harper better than Jerry Rice. Punch him, son. Punch him in the mouth, son, right now.
Oh, man. Yo, where you originally from? You from New York?
I'm from Jersey.
Jersey. That's right. Yeah, Jersey. What part of Jersey?
Yeah. From Newark.
Newark. Okay.
Yeah.
Zane spent a lot of time in Jersey.
You was locked up, Zane? You was locked up in Jersey?
Nah, I moved to a small town named, when I moved from New York, I moved to a small town named Sayreville. Then I moved to Somerset. That's what goes back to the story earlier when I told you who lived down, down the street from me.
Yeah.
And then when I moved out of my parents' house, I moved to New Brunswick, exit 9. That's where the same that's where Rucker was at.
That's where who live at?
Y'all gotta holler at Locke. My man Locke. He found small hip hop. He got an EP out with Capone called Wolves, man. I gotta link y'all together. Yeah, he's from New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Speaking of New Brunswick, I remember my homeboy Barrett was real cool with Jaheim, man. Like I met Jaheim, or knew Jaheim, I should say, before he became big. Jaheim is from a project called Bill.
Yeah, I was gonna say. We got blackball.
Before he put that woman first.
Yeah, way before that. Yeah, I knew Jaheim like way before that from a project called The Ville.
Yo, Zane, you never seen that meme?
My homeboy beat. Huh?
You never seen the meme with Jaheim looking crazy?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I seen plenty of memes with him. I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of times with these entertainers, man. I mean, we know what goes on with that, like hypnosis and all other types of stuff that be going on. People trying to break out of MK Ultra and all this other stuff that be going on, and then if it's not that, it's just personal stuff, man. Like people could just have like their careers, like they go through peaks and valleys in their life. And when you go through peaks and valleys in your life, you're supposed to always find, whether you're in peak or the valley, still find inspiration. A lot of times people just have a meltdown and they're never the same after that. Look at what happened with the dude, the main dude from Transformers.
Yo, that's
what just had a meltdown and they ain't never been the same after that.
That's what I love about Zane. Zane just attributed drug use to hypnosis.
Yeah, you caught that one.
That shit was that narcotic problem.
No. I'm not talking about drug use when I say hypnosis. A lot of times you could be around the wrong entities, and you wanted that type of hypnosis.
Okay.
So you gotta be around positive energy and shake that off, man. Get some sage, burn it, do whatever you gotta do, man. But a lot of stuff with this industry, man.
I agree with you. That's why, bro. He was burning it.
That's the Kyrie Irving walking through the arena burning sage before the basketball game.
Yeah, he was burning. I don't
know if Kyrie was always like that. I know when he fell out with Kalani, it's like that dude just.
Yo, you heard what I said, say? I said, yo, Jaheim was burning some shit. He was burning some shit. It wasn't sage, though. Allegedly.
I don't know, man. But
allegedly.
I'll tell you what,
that's a good word.
Whether he did or not, big shout out to Jaheim and all artists, man, from back then that's going through peaks and valleys, and for these up and coming artists, man. Hope that y'all, getting better, doing well. And at the end of the day, man, we only human. So No Ideas Original Podcast, do the Knowledge Radio. Big ups to these up and coming artists and artists from the past, man. Get better.
Yeah. Yo, we working on knowledge. We trying to get Zane off the pork too. We working on it.
Word, get him, God.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I went 26 years without eating that, and then one day I was saucy or whatever, real saucy, man, and somebody put this stuff in, knowing damn well I don't eat pork after 26 years, and they wound up. I thought they was thinking it was a joke, and they put pork in the food, and yeah.
Well,
and you relapsed.
When you put bacon, it's called a bacon, egg, and cheese. So when they put the bacon in, you should have known it was.
Nah, man, nah. I mean, all right, prime example, right? Even though, hear me out. Like, no, hear me out. Like, okay, now don't get me wrong. I don't eat a lot of pork. I haven't cooked pork, and who knows, like over 20 something years. Because even though I ate pork after 26 years by mistake from the situation, I still don't cook it in my house. And if I do eat pork, it might be like 2 times a month, if that. No, I say probably 2 times a month. But this is the irony. People cannot eat pork, smoke cigarettes, have unprotected sex, kill people, do crazy stuff. But they be like, nah, I don't eat. Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm being for real. Nobody never says that. You can kill somebody. You can have unprotected sex. You can do all this crazy stuff, but you don't eat pork. That doesn't make sense, bro. If you don't eat pork and you want to stay healthy because you know the pig is the filthiest animal known to man. Like even back in the day, like in biblical days. When them big wars or battles were happening and you had all them damn carcasses around, how do you think that stuff got cleaned up? They send the pigs in to eat the aftermath. No, I mean I'm serious. That's a known fact. So
hold on. Let's give a recap. So you relapsed on pork. Somebody tricked you into eating pork. You relapsed on pork. And then now now you cut your pork addiction down to 2 times a month.
It never was an addiction. After 26 years, it couldn't be an addiction. I'm just saying that somebody put this stuff in there, thought it was funny, and then they told me after I ate the food that it was pork. Now keep in mind, I said I was saucy.
So
night, drinking at night, or whatever.
After you found out, you didn't stop eating it afterwards, or you just said, "Fuck it, I'm YOLO. I'm already out there. I'm gonna keep going with it."
Nah, it happened. It happened like a couple of times after that. You know what I'm saying? It happened a couple of times after. Like I said, if I do eat pork, it may be like 2 times a month, if that.
Yeah, don't this sound like a relapse or something? Like, I fell off the wagon 2 more times after that. I fell off the wagon.
Knowledge born. We grew up doing this, clowning each other, and it's just from when we was kids in my grandmom's house. This is what we used to do, just bug out, clowning each other. Oh, this is just second nature.
I tell you what, though, Shannon.
Shorty was like Z. She was like Z. That food was good, right? That shit was banging. That shit was banging, right, Z?
No,
you like yeah, lady. You like yeah.
The person that tricked me did say that about 3 years ago. But as far as our grandmother, one of the best cooks ever. Like she cooked ham, pork chops, all this other good stuff. I mean, but a lot of us, man, as far as like blacks, we was raised.
Let me introduce y'all to somebody, man. Let me introduce y'all to somebody real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all stuck around because I'm gonna bring on, one of the brothers I took a lot of cues in this community from. One half of the Twin Pillar dynasty, the man, the myth, the legend, Brooklyn's own in the building. Let's welcome the Red Mother and Pillar to the show.
Peace. All right.
What's up?
All right. Peace to the family. What's happening, man? What's going on?
Peace, Red Pill.
Peace, God. What's good?
Hey, you just tapped into an interesting conversation. We talking about Zane's relapse on pork.
Man, don't even do that. Don't even.
Oh, Zane.
We joking with the brother.
Went back to the bacon.
Got a new series, Back to the Bacon. Let's go.
Bacon, pork chop,
back to the bacon.
Hey,
he got
man,
piggy.
You know
how they said, yo, I got Mickey. You know what I'm saying? He got piggy. This little piggy went to the market, wrapped him up in the blankets.
Piggly Wiggly on Uber Eats.
he got Uber Eats. Eat it, dog.
Piggly Wiggly on Uber Eats.
Shorty was like, yo, that shit was good, right? That was banging, right? You said you don't eat pork, right? Because people ain't shit. They, Red a hardcore vegan. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the car, I was eating chicken. Red said, throw that shit out the window, son.
Nah, don't do that to me. Don't do that. I let niggas eat in peace. I let niggas eat in peace.
He's like, I could smell that shit. Like, word is mouth. Like, we was on the way to Houston. He was like,
I'm from New York City. avoid to smell every type of food in the world if you walk around that bitch. Like, nah.
Yo, peace. What's up, yo, big brother Red? What's up, bro?
What's good, my brother? What's popping with you?
I don't know if you remember me, man, from Connecticut, man. We did the.
Yeah, I remember you, King.
Yes, sir, son. Good to see you, man.
Likewise, indeed.
So, what you been up to, man?
Just working. I just got off of a live with Brother Rich, Professor Griff, Sister Soleil, and Black Dot. You know what I mean? And they say peace to the family and everything. And they want to make sure that everybody shows up to the lecture that we're doing on Sunday. We're gonna be doing a Zoom. We're all gonna come together, and it's part of a series that Professor Griff has been doing called the weaponization of hip hop, and this is part 4 of it.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So each one of us have a topic that we're gonna be dealing with. The topic that I'm gonna be dealing with is the digital currency, the restructuring of the digital currency in this new age, restoring value to the artists, you know what I mean? Being able to identify to the T what the new artists and what the new business model for the new independent artists and the new industry is going to be. Not speculative. Like I'm gonna show and prove how everything is changing right now. And today, just out of nowhere, an article popped up and it said that Apple is going to start paying a penny for a stream. My niggas, do you know how much money that is? Just think about it in terms of crypto. How niggas is wilding because the motherfucking Dogecoin is going to the moon, right? Because when they see shit starting to hit a penny, then you know that shit adds up, right? Exactly. So if you're gonna start, if artists are gonna start getting a penny now from a stream, then it changes the streaming, quote unquote, business revenue and the business model somewhat. And to show you that they see what NFTs and they see what the new digital landscape that's coming is doing, that's why they're getting nervous and saying, you know what, I'll give you niggas a penny.
Yeah, they want to get in front of it.
They want to get in front of it, and they got these niggas so much in a bag. They got these artists so tied into a motherfucking slavery contract. They have them underneath the deodorant of corporate vultures, right? In such a way that a penny is sexy to niggas in that situation. So that represents our old paradigm. There's a new paradigm that has been presented to us throughout the years and whatnot. But most importantly, it sped up in the last few months where the value of the artist has been restored, right? We're beginning to see artists begin to receive their true value on a scale that they were never measured on before, because people are wilding out over NFT purchases and whatnot. I'm like, no, you niggas are used to being starving artists, or you don't realize that artists were not getting the worth of what it is that they were creating while they were alive, right? Based off of the way that the galleries was set up, based off of the way that whole market was set up. That NFT shit was a huge disruption. So now when you apply that to an artist who is like, yo, my album, my shit is so lit that I'll do a whole album and sell it to 10 people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yo, you know what the shit is? Probably getting artists to make that cognitive shift, because you still have a whole bunch of artists that still associate with being on a major as doing it, like getting them to shift and understand that the business model really is about being independent and investing in themselves, and they can get that coin. That's
the new caveat.
Yeah.
But this is the new caveat in a way, right? The artists that are signed to major labels are gonna be the ones who could play in this field last.
Got you.
You feel me? Keep in mind,
as it should be.
Exactly, but as it should be. But that's signaling. If that's a signal, if there wasn't a sure enough signal, that should be it. That there's a shift taking place, and you're about to be introduced. You're about to be introduced to a new genre of artists who are going to be multi-billionaires. Fuck a millionaire. They're going to learn how to leverage to make billions of dollars in the crypto space, with be fucking with the with the whales and whatnot, tapping in to some type of coins that'll go to the moon, or being able to accumulate enough, just enough of that. But they'll be able to do it through NFTs. They'll be able to do it through blockchain and whatnot, because the thing that the music industry is afraid of, and they're going to be forced, they already have been forced to adapt to it, is that the blockchain is the open ledger. So as the open ledger, all transactions are transparent.
Oh, yep.
There's no way to camouflage. There's no way to counterfeit. There's no way to smudge the numbers. The record industry,
You can't cook the books no more.
You can't cook the books no more. You know what I'm talking about? And the whole industry, along with multiple industries, of course, because of a lot of different hands that were in that pot, right? Most importantly, a mafia hand inside of music, inside of movies, inside of a few other things and whatnot. And then you have the other hands that are in those pots and whatnot. Now, a lot of that stuff is going to be transparent. It's going to be open. If my music sells in a certain country and I go platinum in a certain country, and one of the things that is going to be the biggest disruptor that people are not, I'm saying, we as the consumers, we have been duped by the recording artists, because we're under the impression that they get all of their money up front, right? We're under the impression that they get money every day. We're under the impression that whenever they do a song, they supposed to get paid the next day. That's not what happens with recording artists who are signed to major record labels based off of the way that all of the contracts are structured. These niggas get paid in quarters and periods.
Yeah.
So on that.
Right. So if you can introduce a disruptor that could show an artist that they could get paid cash every day, regardless if they're touring or not. The record sales, if they sell whatever amount of records a day, they'll be able to see that amount of money accumulate somewhere, and that money could be withdrawn with a special key by them personally. Once you introduce that into the equation,
that's it. Yeah.
You're gonna see the shift.
Man,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, man, you see record labels shrunk. They've been shrinking over the years. Record labels are gonna be non-existent in a minute.
They don't need, exactly. Well, I mean, they don't need record labels anymore, because the record labels are digital. Apple Music, YouTube and whatnot, YouTube Music or Spotify and these other quote unquote
consumer.
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, they could be DAOs. They could be decentralized autonomous organizations. They could be whole companies that are functioning without any human interference, just playing records. Wow. You know what I mean? And fulfilling contracts through smart contracts and doing all kind of stuff in an automated way.
Yeah.
That's what pardon me, go ahead.
I read today on in business, they have Spotify and Warner Music Group just partnered up. They're going to be merging on podcasts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're real bullish on podcasts.
But you got to figure with these major labels, what the artists need them for, they don't need them for anymore, because it used to be about the advertising and the pushing and the draw, but you can do all that stuff yourself now.
Right. All of that has been democratized. You feel me? It could be done on larger scales than it's actually being done on that end.
Yep.
You feel me? It could be done on larger scales, and with the potentiality and the probability of getting behind like a fucking Acoin or Akon City, or I mean, the possibilities are endless what a rapper or what an artist could pair up with, and what could go and skyrocket, what could go to the moon, what could just be out of here.
Yeah.
And like I said, the other what's being looked at the most, and what people are paying the most attention to, is the NFT field. We see what it's doing with art. But when they figure out how to apply it to music, that's when you're going to see a great disruption. Yeah. NFT along with the blockchain. Right? So now I put my lyrics on a blockchain. All of my customers, everybody that ever bought anything from me, from anywhere, I'm talking about merch, a motherfucking single. Even if you listen to my shit and it's spun, I need that data right there.
Yeah.
And I need you to lock that into the blockchain. I need everybody to ever rock with me to have to be part of the open ledger to show who my supporters were. Because imagine if they had all of Bob Marley's early supporters. You had that data and knew who they were.
Yeah. Man, you know a lot of these platforms foreseen this coming, because now if you look at behind the scenes of things like Spotify, they have different formulas as to what constitutes a stream. They got a separated stream, a start, and everything. So
right,
I mean, it's think about where we at today. If we talking about we should celebrate that an artist is going to get a penny off of it. Shit, people was getting 100th or 1,000th of a penny for some of these streams. It was dudes that was like they streamed 100,000 times and got a check for $75.
Right. What's gonna happen when you could get Ethereum for a certain amount of streams? What's gonna happen when you could get Bitcoins, my nigga?
Yep.
If you hit it, when going gold was 500,000. So what if going gold is a Bitcoin?
Yeah.
A guaranteed coin with your name on it. If you go gold, we got a Bitcoin for you. So that right there just shows you that there's certain people out here that have the power to create a label that's never been created before. The new conversation is not going to be about just fiat. Niggas are going to be able to pay out in crypto.
Yeah. And you've seen a couple of athletes do that, where they switch their salaries up to crypto and it end up becoming a bigger deal, making more money than what they originally thought, way more.
So, all right. So there goes this is where the case study or the proof of the shit. Exactly. This is where NFTs come in, because they showed you what the Ethereum or the Ether could do. Because you can't buy any NFTs without utilizing that right there. Yeah. So that onboarded a whole bunch of people. Now the new shit is gonna be, all right, what could we do to start getting these Bitcoins? What could we do to gain these coins up? And there's gonna be opportunities. I promise you, they're gonna start signing people for Bitcoins.
Oh, of course.
They're gonna start signing the same way they buy NFTs. Because think like I was giving people the equation. Imagine if you bought Ethereum at the same price that you bought the fucking Dogecoin or XRP when you were buying it. Just think Ripple. You know what I mean? Think XRP, think Doge, think fucking the fractions of a penny. I'm talking about the 0.0000000, that number.
Yep.
And then you probably put 10 bags on it, 10 racks. You know what? Let me just I don't even want to, Pooh Shicey Allen. You just drop the bag. You just dump it on the coin. Like, imagine the same way that you would go, niggas make it rain. This is the new ritual. The same way that you made it sun shower, you made it rain, you made it blizzard. You had you know what I mean? The same way that you dump bags on a gambling table. I'm talking about duffel bags. The same way that you went to re-up when you was getting the Obama runs and you was dumping bags and bags on the table. Do the same thing for that coin.
Yeah.
Just that one, the one that you know is finna go off.
Has the advantage.
Say it again.
I think the one artist that has that advantage to do that right now and have a major play is Drake.
Right.
Drake has the momentum to do that. I think more than any other artist right now. Like Drake, if he was smart enough, if he's not already doing already, come out with his own coin. He already has to deal with Apple. And Apple's gonna make sure that that Drake is straight for the rest of his life as far as them doing partnerships. So I think if he's not doing it right now, which I'm sure, because Drake's around a lot of smart people like Cash XO. Them cats up there in Canada, them cats is already into that digital platform.
Yeah, they're not slow. Yeah, they're not behind the divide. I wouldn't say. I would think about his ties with Tel Aviv and that connection. I would definitely say that if I were to pick any artist, he would definitely be the one that would be able to bring mass adoption with a coin and being able to show people how to, you know, tap into that whole, you know, it's just different sectors. Kanye, of course, will be on his heels. If it's not Drake, it's Ye is gonna come with the crypto, with the coin. Akon already dropped it.
Yeah.
You know, when his city opens up, then niggas will really see what that's about. You know. But you know, like I said, the same way that they have these investment groups. I got an article I just put up that the Rothschilds bought $250, I think, million of Ethereum.
Yeah,
they came out the woodworks and they bought it. They starting to shop. So collectively, it's something that needs to be done. You know, the same way, like I said, the same way that dudes would approach getting weight, the same way that they will approach flipping whatever that they flip. With the same tenacity. I'm not talking about singulary, because this shit really booms when you put it together. When you put your money together and you really go out there and you become a whale, you know what I mean? You really are putting pieces together.
Yeah. I mean, you see a dude like Nas. Nas got around good people who got in his ear. And like,
look, Nas could have 100x though. Nas could have 100x. Nas went through angellist.com. You know what I mean? He became an angel investor through AngelList. You feel me? Yeah. And then by doing that, he was able to have he had the access to have early investments on these startups.
Yeah.
Because on AngelList, that you have to show that you're accredited in some way to even be accepted on there. He must have did that because his partner, who he works with, that was his field. But I feel that Nas could have easily been whispering in a whole bunch of people's ears, or he could have 100x that shit and kind of show dudes. You know, because he don't rap about that shit. One thing he does not rap about that. I've been looking for bars or anything. He keeps that under the tuck. He keeps that one under tuck. You got to be into Nas know what he's about.
Nas did have several lyrics out. I think the latest was when he did the second to last track was that he did it recently was in Spicy. He said large money, Escobar money. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about it a couple of tracks. Huh?
Right.
Well, the only time he talk about it is like when he's doing like university tours and different business seminars, but it's not really too much in the lyrics though.
Facts. And it would be definitely beneficial for the culture if he approached it the way that Nipsey did. You know what I mean? What Nipsey didn't do is Nipsey didn't take his intellect and his his knowledge of just different sectors like the tech sector, you know what I mean? Like the crypto sector, a whole bunch of things. He understood blockchain, he understood the smart cities and shit like that.
Yeah.
Brought the hood with him though. He was doing interviews where he could have talked about some hood shit, and he was going in on some, you know, he was teaching niggas.
Giving information.
He was giving information, bro. He wasn't trying to be cool.
He was giving information.
He was giving information. You know what I mean? And he was information.
Yeah.
You know, so when we start bringing shit like that back, then, you know, like I said, we on the cusp of the whole industry as you know it. You know, the shit is not going to be what it was a year from now.
Yeah.
It's going to be dudes out there making big plays and laughing at these contracted niggas. These are going to be free. They're going to have their masters. They're going to own everything. You know what I mean? They're going to have merch shit doing big numbers. And it might all be crypto based.
Yeah. You think?
And then they got the AI rappers. It's not even human.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Think about it like that. Look at the analytics like that. There's no reason now to even be involved with a record label. Kids get hot on YouTube, get hot on Instagram, whatever it is.
My nigga.
Yeah. You don't need a record label for shit really at this point.
Imagine this. This how you know the labels are defunct. Imagine this. The majority of the TikTok videos that go viral, the majority of the videos that go viral on these networks that are not like $1 million budget videos, these are done with either no budget, low budgets, or you know. So you have these record labels, and you got these people that be walking around talking on money phones, and these record labels that have windfall of, they got big money, they got stashes of money. Why they don't fund, or why don't they bankroll, you know, their artists to go viral, to do certain, you know what I mean, to step it up, to really, like, you know, there's no, you know what I mean, like they're not giving, they're not, huh?
Artists in development is gone. Remember back in the days?
No, of course, artists in the A&R is gone. That's out the window. You know what I'm talking about? You already got to come in with your shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got to be a good rapper.
I think one of the main reasons,
the analytics just got to show that you popping. You ain't got to.
Don't worry about the music. Yeah, don't worry about the music, nigga. If you sticky, we could sell you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, if you sticky, we could sell you. Let us throw it.
Go get some followers, yeah.
Yo,
followers and some likes. Followers and likes.
Yo, and niggas like the weirdest things these days, man.
Yo, remember niggas used to go to open mic shows, they evaluate talent and all that?
Right.
All that gone. Now
yeah, that's all gone.
Go to your social media. Oh, this is what's trending. All right, let me go. So if I was one of them dudes, I'd be like, yo, why should I sign with you? I already got my buzz up. I could go direct to consumer. I could like, even like Nipsey. Nipsey was selling his original, I think mixtape was like $100 a mixtape. Something like that. Direct to consumer. At this point, you don't really need a record label. But yo, people get stuck in their mind, and they've been conditioned to believe that, you know what? I need that major label behind me for promotion and everything. For what? 9 out of 10 niggas promotion come from off of this right here.
Yeah,
that's right. Word of mouth.
Yeah, they got to go through, and people got to go back and really thank Soulja Boy. They don't want to, but
yeah, they need to give him his respect. I give
him his flowers, man.
I give the story that I was at a label called Polo Grounds, which is a division of J Records, and our artist was Hurricane Chris.
Okay.
I was in the building when the hurricane known as Soulja Boy was coming through the industry. I was in a label, and I remember the panic, right? They were panicking. No, I'm serious. I shit you not. They were panicking because he was an anomaly, and he was doing the numbers that he was doing without being signed to a label, had label artists, I mean, heads of labels and the A&R division. Wow, nervous. That's all I want to say. So when he came, he definitely disrupted the shit. Like I said, you got to identify the disruptors. It's the disruptors that begin to move shit, right? Once a disruptor disrupts, then you see an influx of other people who continue the rupture of the disruptor. But it's like once the pillar gets shaky, you know, motherfuckers come in and they you know, they do what they do.
Yeah.
So he disrupted it with, I don't need record labels. I could get popping off of YouTube or for the internet. And I gotta dance, and I'm going viral.
Yep.
And I'm not rapping like that.
Yeah.
I'm doing harmonies and melodies and whatnot. I'm giving them fucking nursery rhymes. That's a lullaby. No wonder niggas is so, huh?
He was doing his own music too, right?
Right, doing his own music. I'm doing shit in house off the programs. I'm a threat. No, but he had remember he had was it Collie Park or DJ Smurf?
I think Collie Park.
Yeah, they was with him. Nah, they had that sound too. So you know, you know what I mean? So now fast forward, you see where we at, right? It's not too far from that. You know what I mean? These is punching rappers, Fruity Loop, you know what I mean? Ad-libs. I'm just saying it's a starter kit for this shit.
Yeah.
Go to World Star. It's a fucking starter kit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Attack of the Drones or the clones.
Red, I got a slide, but Red, you mind if we get your man from Knowledge Born to have you on our podcast.
Nah, you good. Go ahead.
All right. So, yo, I'm going to highlight y'all later. I appreciate it.
Indeed.
Yo,
Later. I think one of the major situations why these major labels don't pump so much money or a certain amount of money into these artists, whether they're doing extremely well, because based upon the analytics or of how smart that particular artist had their lawyer represent them to structure a contract. When you have these certain benchmarks that you reach, and if you supersede them by 10, 20 times that amount as far as record sales, whether digital or not, you have the leverage to get out that contract. And them labels don't want you out of that contract to go independent or go and get a bigger deal or a better deal. So they'll pump money. Okay, imagine with Universal Music Group, whatever they pumping into Drake right now, J Prince too. Imagine if they double that as far as marketing. Drake at any given time, whether his contract is structured right for him to dip out. If they put more money in him, Drake can buy out that contract easily. Right. So they gotta have the shackles on certain artists for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely see what you're saying, man. That NFT stuff is beyond measure right now. And the scary thing about it, it's like we still in the embryo stage of that. Even with Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's going to be around forever.
Yeah, still in the embryo.
It's not even born yet. We still in the embryo stage.
Right.
Well, we gotta get out. We gotta get us to recognize this stuff, though, and get in on this in the early, because a lot of times we late adopters. We like to sit back and watch and wait and see for other. Let's do wait and see how other people do with it. Then it's too late. Like it's like the thing about it. Yeah, I mean we into other stuff. Like I remember years ago talking to I think I was talking to Allen Houston. I happened to meet him, right? And he was talking about making money, and he was like, athletes prefer to buy rim shops and jewelry and get cell phone stores and all types of stuff like that. But he was like, yeah, I'm investing my money in all types of stuff to get more money. So we in the goods market.
Imagine if
get out of the goods.
Right. Imagine if they weren't being robbed. Imagine if they wasn't being rocked to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they wasn't getting bamboozled and hoodwinked.
Yep.
If that were not the case, they would have been invested in early Nike stocks, early Apple stocks. Whoever their financial advisors are were completely ripping. They were in agreement, I guess, to siphon off all of these black men's millions of dollars into things that benefited Israel, benefited the wayward societies, all of these subculture organizations. Nothing directly that was hitting the vein of the fix that our people really need. You know what I mean? We wasn't getting no facelifts. We wasn't getting no influx of resources. No new institutions were being christened in the names of our heroes.
Right.
They wasn't giving us no new technology, even though we got hundreds of inventors that look like us. So, you know, they had our people on on penny, giving them pennies. And that's what they got our people satisfied with.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying, literally.
I think one of the smartest.
Hold on, real quick.
Pennies
real
and
quick.
stimmies.
Yeah, I just want to make this point. I want to cut your wisdom. Think about it, literally though. They have niggas killing over pennies, bro, because that's what the rappers don't even make a penny on some of them, not on their albums. And then some of them do 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 7 pennies. Maybe if you lit like that, then they were getting fractions of a penny with the streaming services. So they really got us dying out here, and niggas is killing for pennies, right? And then they're waiting to see about another penny investment, in another penny stock or another penny game, and that's cryptocurrency. But you niggas wasn't quick to jump. You niggas wasn't sitting back and observing before you jumped to the crack game. You know what I'm talking about? Before you jumped into robbing. So, you know, it's what people gonna do what they want to do, bro. We live in this individualistic society. Niggas gonna do what they want to do. So, you know.
That's what it is, man.
I think one of the smartest athletes.
I got dialysis in the morning, so I got to split, man. God bless you, yo, Red.
Peace, King.
I hope we get you on our show. It'd be great to have you. It'd be great to have you and your brothers, man. The blue pill and the green pill, KT.
Right.
And just chop it up about anything, man. Your brothers is wise. I've been following y'all for the last 10 years. I wanted to build with you on some stone shit, but I got to get to bed. I got my organ. I got my
I see you. Yeah. I'm just saying.
You're right, man.
We can follow up, King. You already know I'm here.
All right.
All right. No doubt.
Peace, Born. Peace, y'all.
Peace. And this goes back to what you were talking about too, Red Pill, when it talk about these managers or business advisors.
Right.
Now, Pete, this who's the face of the NBA? I think you know where I'm about to go with this.
The face of the NBA.
Who's the current face of the NBA?
Braun, the king.
Right. Now, what's the smartest thing that he's done to have an asset, a person that's an asset to him?
Have his manager as his people's.
Thank you, Mav Carter. Because Mav, his childhood friend, is not going to work with the entities to work against him. Mav's going to work for his best interest, being that he grew up with this dude. And that's the smartest thing that I think LeBron did right there, man. Structuring contracts, partnerships, and all that other good stuff. As far as with now back to crypto, there's a stock. One of you three other brothers might have heard of it. If not, I'll be glad to share this information with you. I invested in a penny stock that's getting a lot of wave right now, called the ticker symbol is AABB. That's Asia Broadband. Asia Broadband is Asia Broadband is the first crypto that's backed by gold. So the smart thing about that, say if there's a recession, say if there's a Great Depression, whatever, even though the other cryptos will go down, being that this one is backed by gold, you're still gonna have leverage. So I bought a whole rack of stock of that within the last month. And I'm just waiting to see how it is. Right now it's still 20 some odd cents. The highest it went was 35 cents or 38 cents within the last week. But I'm gonna hold on to that and just keep building, keep a snowball effect with that. I had a lot of stock in like the Ethereum stocks, like Ethereum Classic and Grayscale and all that other stuff. And the catalyst right now, which everybody know, is Coinbase. Coinbase went on the stock market 2 days ago. The one thing about Coinbase is that number one, it's a brokerage. Number two, they have so many other things right now. Like I said, Coinbase is in its early development. And I see Coinbase doing at least, I say, about 500 by maybe next week. Right now, last time I checked, they was in like the low threes. They started off at 380. Right now, initially, I had my order in for my shares at 250. That's what they initially said.
Right.
So when I looked on the joint, it went to like 380, then 4 something. I was like, the hell with that, because I'm not gonna jump right in. I'm gonna wait till next week. A lot of volatility, and then see what happened from there. It might dip down to like 2 something or whatever, but
I'm jumping on that.
But yo, remember that ticker symbol AABB. That right there is a gold mine.
AABB.
Asia Broadband.
So, bro, give us a little more insight on this event y'all got coming up on Sunday, and what it feel like being back in the space with your contemporaries, and y'all ain't have to take no planes.
Right. Well, what we're gonna be doing on Sunday is coming together as a collective to have a conversation that I feel as a community we need to have and engage in at least once a month, right? Because the way that the media is going to work with their imagery, the way the media is going to work with their contracted artists and slaves, their contractual slaves, the way that the media is going to work with their agenda, the way that the media is going to work with their debasement, their dehumanization, their desensitization of death and trauma and dysfunction, and the way that they're doing their constants, we have to have a constant conversation to keep us in tune with what the hell is going on. So what Professor Griff is doing with this series called The Weaponization of Hip Hop, this is the 4th installment. You know what I mean? He's going to be bringing us together to have this conversation from different angles. It's almost like forming Voltron, and everybody got their strengths. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody is going to stick to a certain topic, and we're going to talk about it for between 30 minutes and 45 minutes each topic. Everybody is going to have their chance to, you know, teach their segment and whatnot. Black Dot is going to be teaching the age of Aquarius or the age of Nefarious, right? Sister Soleil is going to be teaching about the unsacred woman giving birth to death and how to rebirth on a cellular level with sound. And I'm going to be doing the restructuring of the divided digital musical currency. So yeah, we digging in, and that's 7 p.m. on Sunday, April the 18th. If you want to get tickets, you could go to ProfessorGriffCorp.com. All right.
Okay.
ProfessorGriffCorp.com, and you'll see the flyer. You'll be able to click on it. It's a PayPal link, and that'll get you your ticket. Yeah, so it's at 7 p.m. It's on Zoom, you know, in the digital realm, you know, outside of the confines of a physical spot, but you know, I'm good. You know, I'm good with that.
That's real heavy right there. Definitely shout out to your brothers and also the Sister Soleil. And what was the other sister name? I'm sorry.
Other sister. It was me, Black Dot, Professor Griff, and Sister Soleil.
Okay, all right. It was one sister. Okay, yeah. And I tell you what, man, like, it's so much stuff out there, man. To where us as a people, just like how Nas said in that album, we are the slave and the master. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are.
We are the beginning. We are the ending. And at the end of the day, we have like my main question. Well, I've been asking people for like the past 2 weeks. Say if LeBron and I say at least 20 of the richest, no, I wouldn't say rich because they wealthy. Rich and wealthy, two different things. LeBron and the 20 wealthiest NBA stars. Just start off with NBA, not even doing football or nothing else, right? But you have a collective set of brothers that's going to start their own league. You don't think Nike and all these other big corporations will go? They'll go in a heartbeat. But it's the situation is a lot of them, they feel like they in ball and chain. They captive. They don't want to do that because they figure that it's going to mess up the other situation that they had. They feel that they might get blackballed, XYZ, whatever. But I'm telling you, man, I think it's going to come soon. It's going to come soon where our people are going to start doing their own leagues, man. Because all them other sponsors and stuff is going to follow. Because once we leave a particular league or confederation or whatever, I mean, come on, the sky's the limit.
Definitely. I
You
mean,
know, imagine if I'm sorry.
Now go ahead.
Imagine if peace to the brother Ice Cube. Imagine if Ice Cube have a 5-on-5 league. All right, he has the big three. He got their own stuff going on, but imagine if he has the 5-on-5 league, just like the NBA has. You don't think LeBron and them will lay that bridge for him? It's just
Definitely.
I think it's
Especially if he
ego.
affords them ownership.
If you make that much money, it's ego, and a lot of them, just like I said, feel in ball and chain. They don't want to recycle their money in their own community. When you look at the other races, Asian, they recycle from hand to hand at least 16 times before it goes out to the outside community. And as far as like these other races, they
right. I feel that the conversation about forming your own league is something that the manager, the players, their quote unquote organization or union should all have together. Like, you need to have your peoples as your manager to start having conversations like that, because they understand certain particulars of the game that as a player, the players are not necessarily always privy to. Because keep in mind, there's just some players that are just players. They don't know how to run no damn league. They don't know how the workings of the behind the back office work. That's where the manager and other people come in, to where they could paint the picture to show you the numbers and paint and explain to you how you could take your talents and make more money on a stage where you are owner and equity in the images of not just yourself, but other people who are in your league. You know what I mean? So like going back to what I was saying earlier, in this new disruptive potential reality that we can all form in our minds, right? There exists the possibility of somebody coming along and saying, yo, we collectively came together. It's like 5 whales. And we want to start our own league. And the cap in our league is 500 Bitcoins. That's the cap. You know what I mean? And that's how we pay our players and whatnot. And that's how we, that's how it goes around. And then you break that cap down to other little coins that are just tokens of the league and whatnot. So there's so many ways that this thing could be done. There's so many ways that you can entice people who are talented to come and rock with you, right? And if you're able to broadcast with cameras that look better than the highest standard of what the industry is doing right now, then you winning. Because it's about the quality and it's about the quality at the end of the day. People want to see that shit crispy. They want to see it moving in ways that they ain't used to seeing it. So if you're able to get it popping like that, because look at this, I don't even know if the NBA players are getting top dollar off of those NBA NFT cards where people are buying them, dunking the ball for $20,000 or $20 million, or however much they're selling for. I don't know if the NBA players are receiving all of the bread for that. So it's really coming down to a time where the NFT shit is going to shake the whole thing up, to whereas everybody's going to be about their ownership. They're going to understand what it is to have your fucking rights, what it is to own your image, what it is to own your masters and your publishing. They're going to understand what that means. So, yeah, anything is possible. I'll just say that.
Sorry, guys, I got to jump off. I got work in the morning. But, man, listen, great talking to y'all, man. Stay up.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, can y'all?
All right, cuz.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple of more minutes. I got to do something.
Influencers also. That's another space, because that's what's driving industries.
Right.
Influence and influences. So they got startup kits out here. Yeah, right. I know you about to get into it, so I'm gonna throw you an alley-oop real quick. You see what I'm saying? The influencers that are there, they're seen and unseen. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So you're looking at seen folks, and then you count them. But it's like, the universe or the night sky. You got a small percentage that's illuminated, and then you got 90% or more that's not
Right.
illuminated.
Not
You see what I'm
illuminated.
saying? So the influencers and being influential is driving the industry. You see what I'm saying? So, Red, you gave us this like I think 12 years ago. The revolution will be digitized. You see what I'm saying? So now we're
Right.
seeing it coming true to form. You see what I'm saying? So let's talk about the power of influence or suggestion. You understand what I'm saying? Depending on whatever terminology you want to use in regards
Right.
to driving that, being a driving force, seen and unseen.
Well, keep in mind, even though we live in what I identified as the passion economy, right? And we also live in the gig economy. You got people driving Uber Eats, you know, you got people doing Airbnbs, and just the gig economy is still popping. But all of that is attached to the attention economy, right? So this new economy that we're in is driven by attention, right? Attention is a metric that could be monetized, right? Your time, the time you spend staring at your app, your phone, the time that you spend on a certain website, the time that you spend on YouTube watching videos, the time that you spend on one person's particular channel or their video. At what point do you press pause or stop? You know, um, all of these things are being quote unquote monetized. Big data is big oil, it's bigger than big oil, pardon me, right? It's bigger than big oil. So people who have galvanized the attention of millions of people, people who have amassed followings of millions of people or thousands of people, keep in mind, I always share this, that the capacity, the seating capacity of Madison Square Garden along with the Barclays Centers is 18.5. It's 18,500. It's not a football stadium. It's the Garden. There's some people who could go live, or there's some people who could put up a post, and that should have 18,000 likes in 5 minutes. So when you look at the metrics, that's being weighed out right there, right? By companies, brands, the algorithm on these platforms is weighing shit out like that, right? They're like, yo, these people got major pull. You know what I'm talking about? These people are major influencers. When they put something up, imagine them being in the world. Imagine them just being in Madison Square Garden. When they step out the shower, they in MSG and the shit is jam packed. Everybody in there. When they put the Dior fucking bucket hat on with the matching bag and the stilettos and whatnot, they're stepping out and they're stepping into the Barclays Center, in the center of thousands of niggas thirst trapping. I'm talking about hungry and shorties that look like Lil Wayne too, right? A whole stadium, and it's filled up with bad shorties too, because the baddies compliment the baddies. I'm just using that analogy to show you that's how many eyes are on certain people. That's how much energy is being given to a certain person. That's how much influence one person has. Interesting dichotomy about social media, black social media at that, because I don't know about the other nationalities to the degree that I don't study. I haven't gotten that deep into their dysfunction and whatnot. But in black society, there's the underpinnings of our society seem to be the more stickier of our society, right? The underpinnings of the underworld or the dark side of our culture and whatnot seems to be the more stickier. It seems to be the more attractive. It seems to have the more retention rate than other aspects of us. You know what I mean? I know they go crazy when black men collectively come together, when the niggas be wearing the suits and they walking in slow motion and whatnot. and it's like they're going to take over something. Yeah, people like that, but people also like to see us with our dreads swinging, with no shirt on, with mad tats and whatnot, with some blickies and shit, you know, doing you know, drill music. You know what I mean? They're driven to that, you know. But some people say, you know, it's the same type of attraction that a car crash can have. You know, the same way that people stop in a bottleneck to see the car crash, or to see what why is there a fire on the side of the highway, could be the same reason why people are tuning in to see what's going on in the trenches, right, of Black America, in the back streets of Black America, right, in the backyard of Black America. Let's see what they're up to. That's what World Star Hip Hop provides the world a window to see. So even if this image is being sent out around the world is a misrepresentation, nonetheless, it is as real can be in the eyes of millions of people who don't really know who the fuck we are. They're tapping in to see who the fuck we are on platforms that they're told that they could see who the fuck we are. So based off of what they're seeing, I'm like, God damn it, I would have a skewed opinion of who the fuck we are if that's all I was seeing. If all I had was World Star and Vlad and Black Twitter and some other shit to look at, and the Breakfast Club, and then TV shows that depict us, I'd be like, these niggas is toxic. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around them. You know what I'm talking about? No offense, but these niggas are fucking insane. That's what I would say. You know? So it's time to begin to represent and to introduce the balance, right? The balance exists. We know what the balance looks like because we've been around the balance. You know, the OGs represent the balance. You know, the master teachers represent the balance. You know what I'm talking about? The Black Messiahs who are leaving us, the warriors like DMX. You know what I mean? Like Pop, you know, like Nipsey. You know what I'm talking about? Like Black Mamba. These were warrior types. And I don't mean warrior types to the part where they were loud and boisterous. These were some silent killers. You know, and they were proficient in what it is that they were doing and whatnot, and what the kind of energy that they brought to the table. The brother who played T'Challa, you know?
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, RP.
Yeah, Chadwick. You know what I mean? So we have a legacy that we're tapping into, you know what I mean? And we want to represent, because we're losing so many strong figures, so many alphas, so many dominant, you know, personalities and whatnot, so many upright personalities, that I feel that we have to we can't replace any of these brothers or sisters, right? Because everybody is a star, everybody is going to be who they are. But what we do have to do is we have to bring in new brothers and sisters into the fold, into the, you know, onto the stage and whatnot, and begin to groom them and begin to support and begin to push them in the same ways that we push these artists to get where it is that they are at.
I agree.
We got some great talent amongst us. I would be facetious if I was to say, oh yeah, Black America is all tapped out of good talent. You know what I mean? It's just these niggas that we see on the radio.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Nah, it's not that. It's a whole movement taking place. You know what I mean? It's a whole movement going on. It's a sound out here. So, you know, and they're feeding off that sound. They're feeding off of, you know, the conversations and the narratives. They're feeding off of the aesthetics. You know? So.
Yeah, man. It's definitely like yesterday was the time. 20 years, 50, 1,000 years ago was the time. But we us as a people, we definitely are the just so much of an influence. And I do think that, you know, like even in the music industry, that
Right.
stuff is spiritual, the sonic, and it's beats per second, beats per minute, and it's repetition. Like prime example, I can be in high school, I could be in calculus class, might not get the stuff right then and there, but I could hear a song maybe 2 or 3 times, and I know it by heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when people buy alarm clock radios and all this other stuff. You already got the alarm clock inside of you. You already have the alarm clock in you.
That's right. You
Why
got the
depend on
internal
something
clock.
else? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We like the hair, these are antennas. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, it's just like one of the main things that been really pissing me off for so many years, man, is just the injustice with, you know, police harassing us black brothers and black sisters, man. And I think one of the I know the main thing about it is fear. If you project fear on the radio, on the TV, on your phone, you got these gamma rays, you got low beam, high beam, and middle grade rays, all that stuff, and you project all the stuff on social media, and you look at fear and all this other stuff, it brings down your melanin. It breaks down your strength. We are people from the sun. You know what I'm saying? But as much as we love our phones and everything else, man, that stuff is still breaking us down. Why do you think they call it cell phones? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole other aspect on it. But we gotta change the narrative, man. And brothers like you, brothers like knowledgebornallah, and everybody else within 3 to 6 degrees, even in 1 degree of separation, we gotta change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? But I'm signing
All
out.
day.
I would love to tune in this Sunday, man. It'll be great to have you on the show for No Ideas Original podcast sometime in the early future. Shout out to your brother too, Blue Pill, man.
No doubt. Salute.
Signing
Blue
off,
Pill.
God.
Peace. All right.
Peace.
Peace. And we got something coming up too on 420 on Zoom. I'm doing I'm tapping into I'm doing a workshop on the legalized weed and hemp industry. All right. I'm going to be bringing my brother from Smoke and Grow Rich Tours, Brother Tyreek Bay, and also a few other experts who are growers to teach the brothers and sisters how to tap into the multiple income streams, because it's not just one income stream. The multiple income streams that exist wherever marijuana is sold legally. Okay. So New York has legalized it, Virginia, Jersey, DC, I believe. Yeah, they going dummy out here. Yeah, free the homies. You know I'm talking about? Free the brothers that they've been locking up, brothers and the sisters. You know, bring them home, exonerate them. You feel me? And yeah. But yeah, that's it though. You know what I mean? So on Sunday, we're gonna be bringing that information the way that we all bring it collectively. I don't think we've ever done anything together, all of us at the same time. So this is part of history. This is Black history. Put this in the books. You know, shout out to Dot, shout out to Griff, shout out to Soleil. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Blue Pill, KT the Arch Degree, Brother Rich, Cambada, everybody in the community. 19 Keys, BWO, everybody. You dig? Knowledgebornallah, True Master. I heard that True Master and the Master and the Killer Priest. That shit fire. Yeah, shout out to the God. Hold on. Make sure y'all get the Red Summer album. Go to the redsummermerch.com. Yeah, my niggas. It's an NFT right here. All right. The redsummermerch.com. Merch.com. Yes, sir. Knowledge.
Yo, man, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, that's done. I guess too many heat waves went through the surge bomb. You understand what I'm saying? I know y'all had the fact initiative, but
Yeah, he getting that electric surge going through his phone. I've been there, so I know how that worked. That back office is a mother. You back, Allah?
what? Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. You pop back up.
Yeah,
I said
I
I
was
was
saying
telling. Mhm.
about the facts initiative, KTL University, and a lot of things going on, and also rebranding and revamping your podcast and things
Yes.
like that. So we had the whole situation with the content switch, the digital footprint, all of these things being kind of hijacked and things like that. So how adaptable have you and your family had to been in this time with everything going on and everything that y'all have going on in regards to getting content out and getting information to the people?
Oh man. I mean, we had to adapt in ways that called for the adoption. But one of the good things about what took place was I was already doing Zooms. I was already doing monthly lectures and whatnot. And when when the lockdown hit, I just continued doing classes. Then I went to Atlanta and I was able to do some stuff, a lot of stuff to live with an audience, which was a good thing, being in front of the people and whatnot, being able to press palms with the people. So now in these modern days and whatnot, um, I think starting the beginning of 2021, I just been behind the scenes building out these digital platforms, building out different type of technology and whatnot, learning about the new technology like the blockchain, like the DApps, you know what I mean, like the DAOs and whatnot, the decentralized autonomous organizations. And I'm just seeing things that I could do with Facts Initiatives by making it something different than what I initially have seen it to be, incorporating it with the blockchain, incorporating it with the new technology, incorporating crypto and all kind of other things into the initiative and whatnot. So we've been working on that. I got the Stream Chasers Academy that I've been building out. That's for all of my stream chasers, because now there's a viable way to tap into multiple income streams, instead of just wasting your day, or instead of just trying to figure out what to do, you could be tapped into the multiple income streams that are literally right here in your face. You know what I mean? We started out with Forex, you know what I'm saying? Then we were buying gold and silver and making money doing it. Then we tapped into the crypto. You feel me? Then we tapped into some other things. Now we're tapping into the legal marijuana, the CBDs, the hemp, all of these products. It's mad products, you know what I mean? Mad products that come out of the hemp plant. So, you know, if it's out there, if you really want it, it's not gonna just be given to you, but it's out there. You know what I mean? If you really want it, you're gonna find it. So, but I don't know if that answered the question, knowledge. If there's something more direct, then I'll be able to answer that. Yo. Knowledge. There you go.
This joint remind me of Law Talk days.
Right. Now, I was saying, I don't know if I answered the question fully or if you wanted to know anything else.
Oh man, we got a long hot summer coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking for another red summer, another banger.
Long hot summer. Oh, the deluxe is coming. We just debating if it's gonna be an NFT or not. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. We debating if it's gonna be an NFT or not. I at this point, I feel like it should be. You know, I got a whole album that I did that I want to make visuals of. You know what I mean? I want to make a movie. My brother just premiered the Christ Consciousness movie that he did with House of Tunes on Black Magic 363, Brother Rich's channel, about a week ago, I think, on Easter. I believe he did that. So my aim, because this is a soundtrack. This is not a mixtape. This is not an album. This is a soundtrack. You know what I mean? And it goes to a visual component. So the visual aspect of it, I'm contemplating what I'm exactly going to approach with the physical aspect, because as we know, the genre of selling a DVD, right? You can't sell DVDs though, boy.
Right.
The genre of selling your intellectual property to any of these corporations, you're not going to be more than a 50% stakeholder in your own product by the time they're finished with you, right? That's a super fact. They're gonna wrestle control of your intellectual property away from you with all of the bells and the whistles and whatever else they be enticing these niggas with. They be having them rape them and take all their shit from them, right? So I'm not interested in that. But what I am interested in is the fact that they've created a situation now that if I was to spend about 100 or 50 racks, you know what I mean, into a project, put my professionalism and other professionalism people's hands on it, and come up with a real project, a real motherfucking product, some real intellectual property, a movie, my nigga, not a short movie, a movie nonetheless, or a video for whatever, for that matter, and being able to sell that or leverage that or present that as a piece of artwork, and to have that shit valued, and for the value of it to be appreciated in real time, not having to wait for the back end. I'm with shit like that. If 100 million people don't get to see it, so be it. That shit doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? I'm not hit. That's not really my job at the end of the day. My job is to create. And the type of market that we're in right now is going to be about who could be the first buyer and the highest bidder for people's artwork, you know what I mean, to show appreciation, and then they could resell it, or they're gonna have NFT museums. Don't worry about it, my niggas. You'll be able to tap in. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe just not at the point at the pace that you wanted to, but that's maybe how we have to get the consumers uncomfortable like that, because remember, this is disruptor time. It's about the disruption. So the consumer is gonna be, they can't consume. Remember, they're consuming so much motherfucking free content that it's almost like being at a buffet. It's at a crawfish all you can eat. All you got is a bunch of shells laying around of all of these artists that you're sucking their life out of them. You're eating them up and whatnot. You're consuming them. You know what I mean? You're consuming them. You're just spinning them and eating them, and you're latching onto them, and you're feeding off of them, and you're cloning them and looking like them. You're talking like them. You're picking up their mannerisms. You're doing their challenges and their dances. All of this shit. You know what I'm talking about? All of this shit. For what? Y'all both not getting it, y'all, and it's not even paying out the right way. It's not even really paying out the way that it's gonna be paying out in the next quote unquote 100 years, when niggas get their shit together and manipulate this technology to benefit them in the highest way possible out the gate. out the gate. You know what I mean? Not playing catch up, out the gate. We deserve it to ourselves. There's nothing more that's more valuable on the market than our art, than our culture, than our melanin, than our magic. I'm convinced. So we haven't even seen the heydays of the NFT market, as long as it's still, until that bubble bursts. We haven't seen the heydays of it, and I feel like we're gonna be able to create those heydays by being creative. This incentive to be creative is being created by NFTs. Now it's gonna make niggas get in their fucking in their Fendi bag. Niggas is gonna get in their Birkin bag because they're gonna want to create some top-notch shit. This is when there's a magnet needs something to pull, right? Sometimes something needs a magnetic pull to pull the force out of it, right? So sometimes, in order to see the greatness in us, or for sometimes to make the wheels in our motherfucking dormant brains begin to move and whatnot, because it's slushed down with this being basic shit. You know what I mean? Well, being a basic bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Listening to 10 same songs on the radio all day, going home to watch the game, you know what I mean? Just doing robotic shit and whatnot. This is the opposite of that. This is the difference. So I'm just applauding the fact that we are actually in these days and times to see this, to experience this, to be a part of this. You're gonna have no-name artists, the niggas, because the new it niggas is gonna be people that you never heard of before. Not the artists on these labels. It's gonna be artists that don't belong to no label. And they're gonna be selling their albums for millions of dollars just because of the network that they belong to. So shout out to all of my 3D artists out there. Don't be shy. Reach out. Holla at your peoples. Talk to me. Talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get a few bags together. You know what I mean? Let's make history. Let's get on the blockchain together. You know what I'm talking about? That's where it needs to go. This whole community needs to fucking pivot like immediately and hop on a group of things and master that shit. There's so many of us. We could be big whales overnight. If niggas just work together and start working against each other, we could be big fishes in the motherfucking sea. We could have been that 10 years ago when the conversation about Bitcoin first started. Motherfuckers was there to hear it. Right? In 2010, when it was what was it, a penny? When we was on Know the Ledge having a conversation in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, and 20, where was niggas at? The future belongs to those who prepared for it. Do you understand what the fuck that means at this point now, nigga? Is it clear now, nigga? You know what that means? Niggas probably don't understand what that means, but what it means, the future belongs to those who prepare for it. Meaning that if you put 10 racks, if you had put 10 racks on Doge, you had 990 right now. If you put 10 racks on a motherfucking Bitcoin 10 years ago and you was ready and whatnot, and then you sat on it, you're a fucking boss right now, nigga. You're sovereign right now, nigga. It's game on, nigga. You're beyond the 1%. If that means anything. These percentage ass niggas where shit like that means something. Well, nigga, you're above the 1%. So that this is about preparation. This is about being prepared. So nothing is going to manifest the shit that I talk about. Everything that I'm talking about has to do with cooperation and people actually doing shit, activity, guarding. You know what I mean? The active consciousness, the active principle of guarding. God is a fucking verb. You know? So I'm having a conversation with niggas that are out here getting busy and the sisters that are moving things, you know, and movers and shakers and disruptors. You know what I'm talking about? And motherfuckers that shake the pillars and whatnot, niggas that shake the room. You know, those are the people that move the needle. So now the nerds are winning. It's revenge of the motherfucking nerds. They're the ones moving needles and whatnot. They have created a whole world underneath motherfuckers' noses. There's a whole metaverse. There's a whole universe. There's a new world out there. Literally, multiple multiverses, not just one. This is quantum. This shit went quantum. It's multiverses. I don't even know if you got enough time to visit all of them. They're monetizing these different worlds. Niggas is buying real estate in these different worlds. Niggas is buying tokens in these different worlds. Bro, like, this shit is up. And the children that are out here playing the video games, when they convert and then they get into something that they can monetize, it's really gonna go up. Because once they grab this shit, it's out of here. But to be honest with you, they should be grabbing it right now. You know, the little ones from 8 years old and up, they could get into all of this, everything that these adults are doing. They could get into it and do it even better, like they do with the video games. You know, so I'm an advocate for incubators and accelerators. That's part of the Facts Initiative. You know what I'm talking about, is to open up accelerators and incubators in different states, right? And bring our brothers and sisters together who are coders, who are graphic designers, who are engineers, lawyers, and whatnot, and put them underneath one roof and have them basically, you know, create these DApps, you know, create these DAOs, these DAOs, you know, create these organizations, these, you know, just get busy, just building out businesses, building out algorithms, building out code and whatnot, really tapping in, you know, really tapping in, you know what I mean? Creating these white papers, you know, this is what's needed right now. So with all of these different states that have geniuses that live inside of these states, you know, they need a place to converge and socialize. They need somewhere to wake up and to go to instead of just lingering online and whatnot inside of chat rooms or on social media, trying to, you know, trying to, I don't know, trying to build some type of connection with something that's out there. You know, I'm an advocate for going to them, you know, visit, you know, quiet town, tie it down. Go to these cities and build these incubators and these accelerators and these manufacturing facilities, right? These what I call not just distribution, fulfillment centers. That's key. That's key. We got to get back into manufacturing and producing, you know. It's too many of us. It's you know, it's too many of us. It's too many of us that's doing something this positive. It's too many of us that's out here putting numbers up for shit not to really, you know, turn up the way that it's supposed to be turned up. Yeah, but that's it though. Knowledge. I think they got my guy frozen again. They keep freezing the god like Han Solo. Pulled up in the dance solo. Aunt Rolo. This ain't Gant, this is Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. It's still a little broken up. There you go. They freezing you like Han Solo out here, man.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this joint up. Give us one more
Yes,
call to
sir.
action for this event on Sunday, which I got on 420.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's all good. They can't keep a good one down. It's impossible to defeat the God. You understand what I'm saying? Takita told y'all that shit.
Super impossible. So look, this Sunday on the 18th, all right, at 7 p.m., we got the Black Dot, we got Red Pill, we got Mrs. Soleil, we got Professor Griff hosting the Weaponization of Hip Hop series, part 4. All right, that's gonna be on Zoom. So you're gonna have to go to Professor Griff ProfessorGriffCorp.com, ProfessorGriffCorp.com, and you'll be able to get your tickets there. You dig? Then on 420 on Zoom, I'm going to be doing, along with Stream Chasers Academy, along with Smoke and Grow Rich Tours, we're going to be doing the Legal Marijuana and Hemp Workshop, all right, 2021 on Zoom. Okay, so we're going to be breaking down that whole industry in certain ways and certain plays and things that you could be doing to tap into that money and that income stream that exists within there right now. All right, so go to Eventbrite for that one right there and just put, let me see, hold on, let me get the Eventbrite link. Give me Legal Weed Workshop, legalweedworkshop.eventbrite, legalweedworkshop.eventbrite.com. All right, and pull up to that. Get this game. You know what I mean? The brother Tyreek, who I'm gonna be bringing on, he's knee deep in the hemp industry, CBD industry. Like, he got them plugs. So we're just gonna help our people eat. But yeah, that's it. Knowledge. Yeah, go get that Red Summer album, the redsummer.com, 14 tracks. All right, it's for the summer right here, y'all. Tap in. Collectors,
Knowledge born. What's the science, baby? Like it's happening. Like it's happening.
The drive on in a manger with a banger's rep sets. With a clapper sticking traffic cause my sneakers so fresh. Where they vote for who the dope and who the absolute best. Oh, they think you niggas dope cause they ain't heard the guy yet. See the drive on in a manger with a banger's rep sets. With a clapper sticking traffic cause my sneakers so fresh. Where they vote for who the dope and who the absolute best. Oh, they think you niggas dope cause they ain't heard the guy yet.
Couple stacks, passport, couple firearms. I ain't trying to do nobody harm.
Fire.